from the Penn Libraries.
Well, good morning. I want to just take a minute of your time to welcome you to the 2012 Engaging Students Through Technology program. Previous programs have been very well received, and looking over today's agenda, I can't imagine that this won't be another really successful program. I'd like to acknowledge our SAS partners, especially John McDermott and Kent Peterman, for all their help in getting this session pulled together and for the technological support that we're getting this morning. That's really terrific. And of course, I need to and want to thank my library colleagues, Anu Vedantham and Marjorie Hassan and Caitlin Shanley, who's working the desk out there, for all of their help as well in pulling this together. These are really terrific sessions. It does take time and energy to pull them together, and I'm appreciative of everybody's efforts. Thanks in advance to all the faculty and the student presenters today. We really appreciate your participation. And of course, thanks to all of you for coming out on this dreary Friday morning. Peter DeCherney reminded me that last year it was snowing, I think, and so I had a weather joke, and I have another one. The fact that you're here this morning rather than at home hunkering down in advance of the coming Frankenstorm is amazing and very reassuring. Perhaps one of the reasons that you ventured out this morning is because of the obvious fact that we are all finding ourselves in the middle of another kind of storm, one that threatens to change forever the business of higher education. And that, of course, relates to all that's happening in the learning management system space and, of course, with Coursera, which you know Penn is very heavily involved in. In fact, we have two early adopters of Coursera on this morning's first panel. And I know they're not going to be talking about Coursera, but I'm sure that their Coursera experiences will play into the remarks that they make today. We may well be at the same kind of evolutionary point in time that libraries were just a few years ago, when the internet started to really get rolling and digital tools started to be developed and information started to be available digitally in large quantities. Research libraries like Penn started to talk about digital library initiatives as if they were somehow disembodied from the other things that research libraries were doing. And in fact, the Penn Libraries were an early member, one of the founding members of an organization called the Digital Library Federation. And this was a federation of progressive libraries from all over the world who banded together to talk about digital activities. When you think about it today, the whole notion of a digital library federation seems really quaint because the digital is totally integrated into everything that we do. You can't pull it out. It's there. It's part of our service posture. It's part of our reality. And I'm wondering if, in the terms of technology in the classroom, whether or not we aren't getting close to that kind of tipping point. So I'm wondering if, in a few years, instead of calling this session Engaging Students with Technology, we might be looking at sessions titled Engaging Students Without Technology, because it's going to be so fully integrated in all that we do. It's a fascinating time to be living in. It's disruptive in many ways, but the opportunities are incredible. I know that when I think about the libraries and where I think we need to be to retain our centrality and our vitality, I do worry a lot. I sometimes think about the transition from silent movies to talkies and how a lot of the silent movie stars were left behind. And I wonder sometimes when I think about Coursera and teaching on that kind of platform, how that will impact who, what, and how we do our business. So I know that you're all thinking about those transitions as well, and you're also thinking about the kinds of opportunities that the new technologies that have been developed and are rapidly emerging will impact the way you do your work. And I certainly hope in that spirit that you find these sessions today very helpful as you go forward. So thanks very much for coming out. I do hope that you enjoy today's show.